Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a huge topic, compassion. But not just in a general sense. We're going to look at it through a really specific, really intentional lens, a framework you can actually use to put it into action in your own life. All right, let's jump right in. So let's just start with this big question right here. I mean, it seems so simple on the surface, right? But what does it actually mean to be truly compassionate? To go way beyond just feeling sorry for someone. That's exactly what we're going to unpack together. Okay, so the source material we're looking at today brings up this specific idea called Christ compassion. And right away, we need to know, this isn't about just looking up compassion in the dictionary. We're going to get into a much deeper, much more intentional way of thinking about it. And this quote from Matthew, wow, it really gets to the heart of it all. It shows us that for Jesus, compassion wasn't some kind of passing feeling. No, it was a driving force. He didn't just see the crowds, he saw their condition. He saw that they were, and this is the key part, harassed and helpless. And this leads us straight to the core definition we're working with. Compassion at its root is about denying yourself. Think about that for a second. It's about consciously shifting the spotlight off of our world, our problems, our to-do lists, so we can actually see what other people need. The big takeaway here? It's an active choice. It's not just a passive feeling that happens to you. All right, so if that's the starting point, how does this actually work on the inside? Well, the framework we're exploring is built on two absolutely essential parts that have to work together, and those are seeing and feeling. So first up, it all kicks off with seeing. And listen, this is not just about glancing at someone as you walk by. Not at all. This is about intentional observation. It's about making the effort to look past the uniform or the job title or whatever and recognizing the actual individual human being right there in front of you. And to make this idea super clear, the source material gives us a fantastic, really relatable example. Just picture a parking attendant, maybe someone you see every single day. When you look at them, do you just see the uniform or do you see a person? And right there, that's the whole point. The simple, tiny act of learning and then using someone's name, it's an incredibly powerful signal. It sends a message that says, hey, I see you. You're not just part of the scenery. I value you as a person. It literally transforms a simple transaction into a real human connection. Okay, so let's say you've got that down. You're starting to really see people. But the framework is super clear on this next point. Seeing by itself is not enough. You also have to feel. And this is where empathy comes crashing in. It's the engine that takes that observation and actually turns it into compassion. I mean, look at this. It might be the most powerful two-word sentence in the entire English language. Jesus wept. It's highlighted here because it shows that his compassion was so genuine, so real, because it involved truly feeling what others were feeling. He didn't just stand back and observe their grief. He was right there in it with them, sharing it. So the point here is really crucial. That emotional connection, it's non-negotiable. According to this framework, you just can't have true, active compassion if you're putting up a wall, if you're shielding yourself from what another person is going through. It's the difference between sympathy, which kind of keeps you at a safe distance, and empathy, which closes that gap. Okay, so we get the internal parts now, the seeing and the feeling. But how do we actually put this stuff to work? Well, this next part is all about that. It gives us a really practical, really actionable model for turning compassion from just an idea into a regular practice. And here it is. It's a simple 3-step loop: see, feel, and act. It's so clear. First, you intentionally see the person and their need. Second, you let yourself feel empathy for what they're going through. And those first 2 steps, they lead you directly to the third, and honestly the most critical step of all. You act. And you can really see why that third step, act, is so important when you look at it like this. On one side, you have what you could call incomplete compassion. That's just sympathy without any action. It's saying, oh, that's a shame. And then on the other side, you have complete compassion. That's empathy that actually moves you to get involved, to do something. This verse from Galatians, it's like the perfect call to action for this idea. It grounds the whole concept of acting not in some big, heroic, save-the-world gesture, but in something so tangible and real, just helping to carry someone else's burden, whatever that burden might be. So, what's the end game here? What happens when you actually put this see, feel, act framework into practice? Let's talk about the lasting impact, the real-world results you get from this intentional, active kind of compassion. So what does this all lead to? Well, the outcomes are pretty profound. This whole thing, it's not just about being a nice person. It's about actively stepping in to meet needs and to feel what others are feeling. And when you do that, the end result is real, tangible healing and restoration. So let's land the plane with this thought right here. This whole thing, it isn't just theory, right? It's a challenge. So think about it. Who is one person, just one, in your life this week? Maybe at work, maybe a neighbor, maybe even someone in your own family. Who is one person you can intentionally see, really feel for, and then act toward? Even one small action. That's the challenge. That's the whole point. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.